Welcome back. Authorities around the world are on high alert amid simmering public fatigue over COVID restrictions. France and Belgium have banned road blockades inspired by a 2-week standoff in Canada. Sarah Wong reports.
Emboldened by support from around the world, hundreds of lorry drivers continue to lay siege to Canada's parliament, bringing the capital, Ottawa, to a standstill. The truckers are demanding the scrapping of a COVID vaccination mandate, which they believe tramples on their medical freedom. Ottawa police struggle to contain the chaos and warn that efforts to aid the truckers could lead to arrest.
For those of you that are planning to come here and commit offenses, don't. There will be accountability for any unlawful criminal activities that occur in this city in relation to this demonstration.
The road blockades led to a showdown in Parliament, where opposition lawmakers grilled the Liberal government.
I'm asking the Prime Minister when he will stop traumatizing Canadians and give us a plan to live our lives with COVID.
We have thousands of people in hospitals. We have surgeries being cancelled. We will adjust our measures as the circumstances change.
The so-called Freedom Convoy also paralyzed one of the busiest trade routes in North America, linking Ontario with the U.S. state of Michigan. Fears of economic harm grew after a Canadian judge delayed a bid to remove the demonstrators clogging the Ambassador Bridge. Automakers are bearing the brunt of the disruption, knocking an Ontario-based Toyota plant offline and forcing Ford and General Motors to cut production. The Canadian Vehicle Manufacturers Association warned of more disarray as the protesters vowed to stand their ground. Sarah Wong, HKIBC.
French virologist Luc Montagnier, who discovered the virus that causes AIDS, has died at the age of 89. He isolated the human immunodeficiency virus, or HIV, in the 1980s. In 2018, Montagnier shared the Nobel Medicine Prize for the discovery that accelerated the development of HIV tests and antiviral drugs. But he later raised eyebrows by supporting controversial theories, including his skepticism of COVID vaccines, which he claimed created variants. Those theories were rejected by scientists, but hailed by anti-vaxxers in France and around the world. President Joe Biden has vowed to tame U.S. inflation, which has reached 7.5%, the highest in 4 decades. He admitted that many Americans are struggling to make ends meet.
Rent has went up a lot. Like, it's not easy to get apartments nowadays. There's a lot of people in the shelters. The shelter system is actually pretty packed right now.
My favorite milk go up in a week. I haven't driven a car in 3 years, but friends of mine call me that tell me they don't want to come into city no more because the gas prices are through the roof.
Despite rising prices, Biden is confident that inflation will ease by the end of the year. He blamed COVID-induced supply chain disruptions for the high inflation rate. The U.S. Central Bank is expected to raise interest rates in a bid to stop spiraling prices. A small residential site in Repulse Bay could refresh the city's record in terms of price per square foot. The plot drew keen interest from developers, with the government receiving 9 bids ahead of its tender deadline today. Analysts believe the site, which sits on a slope along South Bay Road, could fetch up to $1.4 billion. That translates into $75,000 per square foot, smashing the $50,000 record set by a plot on the peak last year. Developers say there is still strong demand for luxury homes, despite a cooling market. The Hang Seng Index fell marginally today, as gains by mainland property developers were offset by a retreat in the tech sector. Property stocks jumped on a report that China will allow real estate firms easier access to pre-sale proceeds from residential projects. Cash-strapped Evergrande gained 2.3%, as the move will help ease a liquidity squeeze on the sector. The local bourse was dragged down by tech big names on concerns that U.S. interest rates will rise. Meituan lost 2.2%, and Tencent gave up 1.5%. Now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index ended the day down 17 points. To the top 10 active stocks, Tencent down $7.40, Tracker Fund down 2 cents, Wuxi Bio down $1.60, Meituan down $5.20, and Ping An up $2.60. Alibaba up 20 cents, China Mobile up 5 cents, AIA up $1.05. To the forex trading against the Hong Kong dollar, the euro is trading at 8.9, British pound at 10.59, and Australian dollar at 5.57. Over in the UK market, the FTSE 100 is down 55 points. A pig is at the center of a legal tussle in the U.S. state of New York between its owner and village officials who want to banish the animal.
She's very important to me, and I will fight for her. And I'm hoping this sets precedent that people start understanding that, these are pets. These are not something you go home and slaughter and eat.
Flat says Ellie, the pot-bellied pig, is his emotional support animal, which helped him resolve his anxiety problem. But his neighbors in the village of Canajoharie regard the pig as a potential public health hazard. Flat insists that's hogwash, arguing that Ellie is clean and smart, and rejecting accusations that he's keeping the pig illegally. On to the weather now. The fine weather will continue tomorrow, with some clouds in the morning and at night. Temperatures will range between 17 and 22 degrees. There will be rain and mist on Sunday, with Monday off to a cool start. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Friday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Johanna Chan. Good evening.